Do, 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 do. Fiat van time for some reason. Now, categorically, nobody has asked for this, but as it is taking me off doing low-cost work, if I need to deal with it, you need to watch it. And because this van belongs to perfectionist Dan, we've not even got in there yet. Because there's like lifting blocks and all sorts going on.
It's not going to destroy the sills, that's all.
The sills are already destroyed.
Yeah, but let's not put them through the car.
What is tonight's to-do list?
Drive shaft.
Right. Why?
Well, this could be a good lesson to everyone actually. So this had a wee small split in the CV boot, right?
Right.
See if you get something with a split in the CV boot. Don't even try and just replace the boot because it's so much pain and misery for nothing. Because what's happened is, so took it all off, stripped it all down, took the hub nut off, got the shaft out. Right, okay, that's good, that's fine. We'll just pop the CV off.
Right.
Cut the boot, pop the CV off. That's the key thing. You've cut the boot.
Yeah.
You've already cut, so there's no going back here.
Yeah.
And then you just pop the CV off. No, it will not pop off because someone else at some point has been in here and had the drive shaft out.
Right.
And destroyed the circlip that holds the CV onto the shaft.
Right.
So it wouldn't come off.
Okay.
So after much battering, it came off, and the little circlip was in about 5 pieces.
Right, so it's not
So
good. Right.
at the moment, this drive shaft, even though it's got a nice new boot,
Yeah.
you know, with clips, nice new boot,
Nobody can see any of that.
it's going straight in the bin.
Right.
Because there's nothing
Holding the shaft into the CV joint.
in.
Okay, well that's good. Sorry I asked.
It's true though, isn't it? It's one of these things. It's a total false economy. We'll change the CV boot, and before you know it, I'll just shaft in it.
So that was actually a lot easier than I expected.
It was. It's fine. But this is another example of why just buy a whole shaft, because the carrier bearing is part of the shaft on these, and yeah. So it's
Typical Fiat.
it's
How much was the kit just to get it right up me?
what for the whole shaft?
Yeah.
80 quid.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, yes, okay, it's failing. Folk are Fiat 80 quid for the whole thing.
Full shaft.
So get it up, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The thing is, that drive shaft has done, most likely that's the original shaft. That's done 106,000 miles.
Yeah, so it's probably due a change.
And there's no play in it. That's the thing. It's other than the bearing. Fiat quality.
What's your thoughts on it?
It looks good, doesn't it?
Is it a nice shaft?
It's a nice shaft. For 80 quid. For 80 quid. Come on.
Philip, do you know what I
Cannot
like?
go
Do
wrong.
you know what I like about your shaft?
Right, plenty.
It's nice and shiny.
It's nice and shiny.
I like the length of your shaft.
Right, I'm done.
Shall we put it on?
Yes.
Go on. Put your shaft
Right,
in.
we're going to take that.
Just
carrier.
slide your shaft in. Do you want to put some oil in your shaft before you slide it in?
Enough.
We're now googling how to drain the gearbox on a Fiat
Listen,
van.
I'm pretty sure it's that one.
That one that's above the lower. Could you shine a torch here? Not
No,
at the
it's-
lowest point of the gearbox.
Well, no, but it's not the highest point either.
No, but
It is that. It's that.
look at how much access you have to get a tool in.
Yeah, it's
To-
plenty of access.
Yeah, that's f***ing great.
It's like every time.
Have you ever heard him speak about his Primera? Like,
It's all about this, man.
what we're doing about this Primera is pretty much Daniel's mantra. I've been instructed to show you the clean oil
Yeah, why don't you show some good bits about it? All the negativity.
because it's a Fiat. Sorry you can't hear anything because it's now Craig's time to go home. Therefore, Porsche rattling doors and like the man who doesn't want to be in camera, make sure his presence is heard.
We're actually quite surprised. This oil is actually really quite clean.
Yeah. And there's enough of it. I was
There is
expecting
enough of it, I know.
like an old man shot of just a wee drip, but no, there's enough. Come on, big strong boy. Use your muscles.
It's quite thick oil.
Use your muscles. It is the middle of winter as well.
It's very thick at the moment, this oil.
It's viscous. Do you know what I've noticed? Daniel doesn't put his tongue out to concentrate.
No.
I don't think I trust that kind of energy. People that don't put their tongue out to concentrate.
Why?
It's weird. How do you concentrate? What is your visual
Just
cue?
focusing on the task.
This is what we call a tandoori pizza.
No,
Now-
I've just went for just pepperoni.
No, I mean when I say tandoori pizza, right? This is what we're doing in Scotland, because what with being in Scotland, we're all about Scottish food, and this is a Scottish food diet. Now it's an Italian pizza. Well, and a pizza, right? Pizzas are generally speaking Italian, but these are made by not Italians. But
Tasty.
they're really damn good.
Yeah, really
It's
good.
kebab pizzas, kebab shop pizzas. That's just spicy chicken and pizza. Yours is
It's pepperoni.
it's pepperoni, just a normal Italian pizza. But the tandoori element makes it.
Sure, there's a lot of cheese involved. Very nice.
Are you happy?
Oh yeah. Well, one thing we need, I suppose we should give. Who is it? Who is this chef? This guy chef?
Oh, this is QR.
QR.
Shafts.
Legit next day delivery.
And it comes with a bearing and it's hassle free and it all fits and it does a thing. I feel in the interest of fairness, we do bash people who really mess around and do not do a good product. That actually has been a good product, so
Yeah.
as you can tell, because we're removing the headlight, today's time to do sills.
Yeah. Well, we found we were doing loads of work on this. This sill, someone had done a nice repair, hadn't they? It was a proper.
We'll get to that in a wee second.
Very
but
bad.
Modern Cars 101, to fix a sill, first remove the headlight, because
Wing, headlight.
maybe even bumper, because manufacturers hate mechanics. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. Today we get to use my wonderful custom built thing for doing things out there.
For shipbuilding.
Really all we need to do is deal with the headlight here and the two top wing bolts, and I think the rest, hopefully. Oh no. Liquid mechanic.
Yes.
Oh dear. That's straight to the proper stuff, because I'm not drilling bolts out today. If you want to get bolts, actually get bolts out, this is the stuff.
WD-40 is not as good.
It's a lubricant, not a penetrant.
This still feels quite attached.
Just give it a right good tug.
Get a wee torch.
A right good tug.
How to open a wing. Wing?
A sill, I
Sill.
hope. If this is a wing, we've got problems. We are off, and all of that, I hasten to add, was just to access this little corner here, which, despite a bit of surface rust, is still relatively solid. Yes, we are now onto the sill, which brings me to the whole reason why we're here. Which is this strangeness. Would you like to point it out? Oh, right, okay.
shit.
Well, that answers that. There was a...
What is that? What have they done there? Look. That's like aluminium tape. I'll just remove the sill.
Just take the tape off and then we'll see what we're left with.
The weirdest thing is that the rust literally stops where that's...
So the sill should kind of form that line, but now for some reason doesn't. Oh, the crimes of previous owners.
Yeah,
Is
see,
there-
look.
Is there a clearly defined line?
No, but look at the rust literally just like stops.
I think I've cut it out and just taped it to make it look legit, rather than trying to blend rusty crunch nonsense.
Because look, that's from like here. It's fine. You know, just give you some more access.
Just take some more of that tape out. Good God. That's wild. skipped a few steps because if you want to know how to grind in, cut out dead metal, go watch the Skyline video, or like literally any of the other videos I've done that on. We've seen it enough by now. But what's going on right now?
Sill.
Complete absence of old crusty sill. We have prepped the old panel, ready to take the new sill, and we're going to do the same as the Civic's arch,
Yes.
which is
Just get it on, clamp it on, do the old angled cut, tack it all up.
switcheroo.
Yes, just because there's not enough room to get in here and try and jog about with this, because there's an inner sill that runs like really close to the outer, even the bottom. It actually just touches at the bottom, but so we're just going to do it that way.
Welding was not their forte.
Yeah, we've had to actually the sill.
So
wherever
glad
the sill
Brian's
is-
here. Look at him with his tea and coffee making capabilities.
Wherever the sill is, like we're only using half of the actual sill panel.
Yeah.
So it's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just repair it, but they didn't. So they used body filler. So
Just body filler. The forbidden soup.
it's just professional grade filler.
Yeah, this is.
This was a concern of mine because it's such a big bucket. Is that it's going to? Oh, that's.
Oh, that's sexy.
That is horrible.
Stir it, baby. Nom, 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 nom. We'll be right back in about 40 fucking minutes.
On a serious note, do you actually have a fast cut? How to speed up paint mixing, or filler mixing in this case.
This is a chisel bit from my SDS kit. The things I sacrifice just to make Daniel happy.
Well, it needs to be well mixed. It is much easier than stirring, isn't it?
Well, yeah. It's not much easier than giving it to a body shop to deal with.
You're getting moved into this camera mode for that. There you go. Better.
Oh, lovely. Daniel cam.
Have you ever used this chisel for anything else?
Oh, I won't now. It's nice to have the option. It's all fun and games until I drill through the bottom of the tin.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Probably should capture this before Daniel covers it in filler, but that is where we got to yesterday. As you can see, we've got it in primer. It's quite actually hard to catch. I should have brought a torch. Anyway, but the weld seems to have divoted in ever so slightly, which is what we were hoping for. It is also not rippled the steel that it's been welded too much. We're gonna go get this skimmed, flatten it down, and there's a pretty good chance this will come off the ramp to get finished. So we'll filler this obviously, but for painting we might need the legs out of the way. For the moment, I'm gonna move Captain Dialogue Delete over to here so we can put some heat on this.
Nice.
Masterful work.
Thanks.
Other pieces are available. So we are on a 40 grit.
It's a bit extreme.
Well, what we're just going to do with the 40 grit is take the lumps out,
Yeah, that's quite thick still.
and once we've got the majority of it kind of roughly flat, we'll go on to some finer grade stuff to flatten it out. But yeah, this is...
Yeah.
Cheers.
Masking, I lifted it up a wee touch, but yeah.
Lovely.
It's blue.
It's very blue. I see that you've run away before we got to the run.
Oh shit. Didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, don't spray too much of the blending thinner, so you just
Yeah,
Leave
well,
a massive
it is a new technology.
You just leave a massive run, isn't it?
Finito. Very Italian. I like it.
So, yeah, paint.
Bit of paint. So that's 3 coats. Mistake. It's a quick hand dress out and it's been dealt with. You can never see there was anything going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems okay for a full sill replacement. Don't get me wrong. It's not perfect, but
It needs a wet sand and polish. I mean, that is the main thing here. People will probably ask, what did you do?
we painted it.
We've painted it, but no, but this is probably the most difficult bit of, if you're going to paint something,
Yeah.
painting a whole car is actually easier.
Yeah. So what we've done obviously is blend it in. So we've painted up to a level, right? And then once the paints went on, so bear in mind that's old paint here and this is new paint here.
Yeah.
You can't even see it, the camera will never pick it up, but we basically painted up to a dust point in there and then
We use blending thinner, so you need to try and as gradually as possible bring this up. If you've got a really small area, you're going to see, even with, I mean, this is obviously like what, how old is this paint now? Over 10 years old. So
15 years old.
that will have faded a bit. Luckily, we got this is colour matched, so the paint is the right colour.
eventually.
But yeah, eventually after our escapades with online paint shopping, which was a disaster. If you just basically do it with just paint, you'll get a really dry edge.
Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, you'll try and wet sand it. What happens is you'll just chase the edge down until it basically becomes a line and you'll never get it out. So the idea of the blending thinners is on that edge where you've kind of transitioned it, you spray it across and that just kind of liquefies it.
Yeah,
and
just
makes
melts it into the
Yeah, it
paint.
just makes it a much nicer transition. So this will need, obviously, once this is fully cured, which in this weather's going to be
24 hours.
a while.
Well, it's going to be 24 hours before we put anything back on, really.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch this with any sort of wet sand and machine polisher for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll wet sand that back till it's basically smooth and then machine polish it with some polishing compound and it'll be fine.
Which is far more effort than most folk would put into a van, but he just really likes the van.
No, it's just if you're gonna go to this effort and replace the sill, right? Like yes, weld the sill in and stuff, but if you don't fill it properly and get it primed and flatted back, it's going to be really noticeable.
Yeah, no,
So-
there's a lot to be said for just doing the job right, no matter what it is. Still to do, we need to put in some seam sealer for this wee bit here, just because we did a well repair and it's going to catch.
Yeah,
dark
this wee pocket kind of dissolved, isn't it? So.
They do that. But yeah, we've got seam sealer still to do, put all the trim back on, roll it the door, but we will catch up with this when it's all built and done. Never let it be said I don't go above and beyond to set a shot to demonstrate a good result.
It's currently snowing.
It's snowing, it's winter, and it's literally the 3 hours of daylight we've had is about to set. But man, look at it, it actually looks completely stock. You'd never know we've been in about that.
It is very good, to be fair. It's
an
very
impressive result for
Yeah.
2 men in a shed with a welder. So
Yes.
that has put plenty more life into this little van. So now that we have a solid base, in the next episode for this wee guy, we're going to do some silly things to it, but stay tuned for that. Obviously, more to come. If you like Fiat vans, obviously you do, hit the bell, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure that you are ready for more of this content. If you want to support more on that, patreon.com/toolsandtrack. And until next weekend, guys,
Goodbye.
drive safe.